I don't know if I have filmed one of these in my rocking chair in my nursery nook. This is where I would film, I think, every bump date with Zeg, but because I usually film these while he's napping, I can't usually film them in the bedroom. But right now, Grayson's playing with him in the living room, and I'm going to film. So if it's a bit noisy in the background, that's just my life now. But I thought I would give you an update because I am 34 weeks pregnant now and a few days. It is passing so soon. Like, before I realize it, I'm like, oh, I haven't filmed an update, and it's all of a sudden it's been like 3 weeks. When was the last one that I did? 31 weeks? Whoops. I don't know how it happens. It just, the fourth one is going so quickly. Like, fourth pregnancy is just flying. Absolutely flying. We are home birth safe in just like 2.5 weeks, which is wild to me. I don't think this baby will come that early. I have yet to have a baby before 40 weeks, although if I think if any baby comes before 40 weeks, it might be this one, just because of all the things that have been happening with this pregnancy and all of the things I've been experiencing, and just like how tired my body feels. But my body is also very good at holding and cooking babies to full term, so very grateful for that. So 34 weeks pregnant, and you'll have to forgive me, I am so tired today. So tired. It was just a busy day. I got one of my kids off to a field trip quite early, and sleep has just been a little bit elusive lately. So let's just jump into updates, and let's talk about sleep first since I mentioned it. So sleeping isn't the worst thing. I'm not the most uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable by any means. I am so excited. I'm not trying to wish away the end of the pregnancy at all. Like, I'm savoring it. It's my last pregnancy. But also, I am so looking forward to having my own body back and just being comfortable laying down and doing things without, you know, all of this added weight. Because this is the point where I just get like so exhausted just walking around, and I'm out of breath, and it's just a lot. So sleep isn't the most comfortable thing, but it's not horrible. It could be worse. The heartburn has really started for me, which I get every single pregnancy no matter what. I was resisting doing my apple cider vinegar heartburn treatment, and I've resorted to it a couple times this week, and of course it works every time. So I need to just suck it up and probably start doing it every single night as a preemptive before bed thing, because now it's heartburn. I was dealing with reflux, and that was worse than heartburn, because I would lay down and then I would just wake up choking, and it was the worst thing. Like, it would be in my nose, in my mouth, like the flap would just open, stomach acid would come up, and I would wake up like feeling like I was drowning, and it was horrible. Horrific way to wake up. I'd be coughing for like 30 minutes after. Oh, just horrible. That hasn't happened too much. I'm trying to sleep at kind of an angle, but now the heartburn has really started. So there are some nights where no matter what I take or no matter what I do, I just have to sleep reclined. So I'll plop my pillows up, then I'll put my big pregnancy pillow up, and I'll just hug a pillow and sleep upright, like almost like this, and just sleep like that for half the night. And then usually at about 3 or 4 in the morning, I can lay down again. So it's been tiring because Zach still wakes up sometimes in the night. It's very brief. He just like will wake up and just need a little bit of reassurance, or like need to know that I'm there, or he might need a drink of water, and then he'll go right back to sleep. So it's very quick, but he's still waking up sometimes. So between those, and then like I have to get up and pee at least twice a night. Sometimes it's a lot more because the baby's head is quite low, and it's hard because sometimes I'll go pee and then I'll come in and the baby will move to a certain position and it'll feel like I have to pee again, but I don't actually. Ooh, you know, if you've been pregnant, you know, it's a weird sensation. My baby is very, very, very low, very low. So yeah, like sleep has been okay. I'm getting sleep, but it's quite broken, and the heartburn is really disruptive. And the other night I had my first little bout of insomnia, but I don't know, and now I can't stop yawning. I don't know if it was truly insomnia. I had a horrible, horrible nightmare. Horrible nightmare. And then I couldn't fall back to sleep after that for like an hour or two. So I just honestly went onto Pinterest on my phone and scrolled to get the nightmare out of my brain and to think happy thoughts again until I felt sleepy, and then I went back to sleep. But so like, not great sleep, not the worst. It could be worse always, but it's not super great. I am super excited to have this baby because I much prefer newborn sleep to the last trimester sleep. I sleep so much better with a newborn because the pockets I do sleep, I sleep well and I'm comfortable and I sleep deeply, and like, it's just whole, well-rounded sleep, whereas now it's broken and painful and uncomfortable. So not to just like spend the whole beginning of the video complaining, but I do want to be honest and realistic. So there's that checked off. What else has been going on? There's been a lot of changes. My pelvic stuff is doing really well. I'm not having issues, but I have been taking it very slow and being very careful. Plan to spend the next 2.5 weeks being even more slow and careful, just so I can make it to that home birth safe mark, and then I don't have to worry as much anymore, and I can just kind of put that out of my mind. No, but I'm not as sore. There's no SPD pain. I had a pocket of SPD pain. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last one. It was a couple weeks ago because I stuck my leg out the wrong way. I went to go answer the door, and Finn, my chihuahua, he's deaf, going blind. He's just kind of a rude old man to strangers. And so he came at the door all angry, and I went to go shove him with my foot as I opened the door, just be like, get out of here. But my foot went like, your feet stand like this, and I shoved my foot sideways like this, and I felt this like horrible sensation in my pelvic bones. And then I was sore for like a couple weeks, and that sucked. And I thought, oh no, have I just messed up and brought my SPD pain back? But that seems to have resolved itself, thankfully. So I feel okay in that department. I will say my hips just generally get sore and fatigued easily now. And I've been experiencing some like not pelvic pain, it's tailbone pain out of nowhere. Like, it'll just be like he'll shift positions and I can feel him, and then my tailbone will be sore. So that's annoying, and there's just a ton of pressure. TMI, but like there's just combined, like it just makes my tailbone ache. So I've been foam rolling a lot. Every night I try and foam roll before I go to sleep, and that has been helping. And I take a nice hot Epsom salt bath most nights, and that keeps me going too. But I do think that prodromal labor has begun for me, unfortunately, already. So every pregnancy so far, I have about 5 to 6 weeks of prodromal labor. It is so long, and it's tough. And prodromal labor is just when you have, it's different than Braxton Hicks. They're like early labor contractions, and they're usually at the same time every day. They're not really, sometimes they can be timeable, mine often are. But they're kind of like sporadic, and they stay light, and they don't grow in intensity, and they're not changing your cervix for the most part. So I've noticed a pattern over the past like 4 days maybe, where around 7 o'clock my Braxton Hicks start turning into kind of prodromal labor contractions. They're intense in the sense of like they're really tight, really strong, but not like labor contractions. Like my labor contractions are very distinct, so I know exactly when a labor contraction hits versus a prodromal labor contraction or a Braxton Hicks. They're just kind of exhausting because they take my breath away, because it gets so tight, and baby is big now, so like it really hugs his whole body, and yeah, it's just uncomfortable. So that usually goes away around 9 or 10 p.m. I've noticed, but it is something I'm watching for because I think it is prodromal labor starting. It's just, it always slow builds for me, and then before I know it, I'm in it every day for weeks, and then it usually gets more intense the closer I get to having baby. So And the fact that it started already is like, okay, maybe this baby will come a little bit early then. Maybe I'll have like a 39-week baby, which at this rate wouldn't be a bad thing. I wouldn't be mad about that. We will see. Besides that, like food-wise, I have noticed a significant increase in hunger. I just think we're like packing on the pounds. And also I'm like, it's warm out. I'm gardening. I'm getting ready for baby. I'm getting all the things together. I'm just doing a lot more, like the laundry's going on the line, so I'm walking my laundry outside. I think I'm just a little bit more, like, it's just a more active time of year. So I'm sure that is making me lose, like burn more calories during the day than normal. And then this is just the time where baby's really packing on the pounds. So gaining anywhere from like half to a full pound a week. So I've noticed a definite increase in hunger, but like I'm particularly wanting more carbs. So I've probably, like, I lost weight in the beginning of this pregnancy as well, as I have for every one of my pregnancies. And so for the longest time I had gained hardly any weight. And now I'm starting to gain weight. It's like, okay, but that's very normal for me. I gain my weight towards the end, and then I usually lose it pretty fast after birth. So I'm just honoring that extra hunger, and I'm honoring the more carb increased cravings. I'm trying to increase my protein as well, but I'm just letting myself eat more carbs and do what my body says and what my body wants. Are you reading books? Oh, it's your car book. You brought that all the way upstairs to show me? Cars. Do you want to sit with me? And you're going to look at your book? Okay. Zaggy's joining us. So that is one thing I've noticed, is that increase. And the fatigue, sorry, the neighbor's dogs are out. The fatigue is getting me a little bit more frequently now. Again, it's not helping that like sleep at night is getting a little more challenging. So I crash a lot in the afternoons. I've increased my caffeine a tiny bit. Like I have 1 coffee every morning. But now I'm like, oh, I might enjoy a gently steeped black tea in the afternoon now as well. So that is getting me through the day, just chasing around a toddler who is so busy and so little still. It's just busy, right? And yes, I have my helpers, but I still want him to have fun, and I want to take him outside, and I want him to just have fun days. And I'm trying to soak up where he's the only little one. Yeah. That has been, like, again, we're just getting a little more challenging at this point. I am not in a great amount of discomfort, but I get to this point now where I think like most women get to this point. Yeah. Oh, do you have a yucky booger? Thank you. Where things must get uncomfortable so that you really look forward to labor. I think it's like it's part of the process where your body and your mind have to shift to really wanting labor to come on. Oh, go there. You can get a car here. So we're just starting to build up to that point, I think, and we're getting the last of the baby things settled and ready. I'm kind of nesting like a crazy person. I'm cleaning a lot of things. Like this morning I cleaned the walls, doors, and baseboards of my room and the entire upstairs except for inside the kids' rooms. So we're doing things like that, and I've been baking like crazy lately. It's been a little bit cold, so this weekend I'm gonna bake more, and I've just been like freezing half of everything I bake so that I have a good stash for postpartum, and just getting meals and stuff ready, and the logistics of my 40 days of rest. So I take 40 days of rest after I have a baby. I don't leave my house generally. We might go have a picnic in the park or go for a little drive, but that's about it. It's as far as I venture. And friends will just come to us. And so there's logistics when you have 4 children and a very young toddler of how to do that rest period. Cody only gets a week off of work, so I have to have a very diligently planned postpartum in order to have a restful postpartum. So I'm just finishing up all the things like that. So I'm very grateful for my village and my community and for my wonderful friends who are going to hold and support me, because I'm definitely going to need a little more assistance than I ever have before this time, since I do have a busy little guy and these two are only going to be 18 months apart. So we're just doing those last minute things and those last minute prep things. Like now I'm like, we need to mount any furniture that's not mounted, and we need to do that. Like, I'm just weird little things I've just got Cody doing, and he's being a champion about it. For the most part, I'm good though. I switched my ring over. This is like my pregnancy ring. It's too big for me, but I don't usually swell, and I haven't been swelling, so that's good. But in the summer, I get a little puffy when I'm hot, and then it just immediately goes down. So I switched my rings just in case. I do not want to get my nice set stuck on me. I just don't want to do that. So I've done things like that. I'm just trying to take care of myself. And like I told Cody, I'm making like little mini plans every day. So it might be like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and film a video and then edit with like a treat and a cup of tea. Just lovely little things for me, and giving myself little projects. Like, I, for some reason, have it in my head, the walls and the baseboards need to be washed in the whole house. They have not been washed. The walls have not been properly washed, all of them at once, and the baseboards like in one go since we moved in. I don't think they were ever washed before, to be fair. This is a new build. And so I can't physically do that right now. So I'm just breaking it up into little sections. So I'm giving myself like little project, like, oh, this day I'm gonna make bagels. And I'm gonna wash 1/4 of the living room. And then the next day I'll do this. And I'm just breaking it up into small things. I'm making plans to have friends over and have tea and like do stuff with the kids, so that every day I have something to keep my brain busy, something to keep me occupied, so I'm not just counting down the days until baby. And that's kind of my plan from here on out, is just to really go into my bubble and tune out the rest of the world, and just keep myself moderately busy. So I think that's all I have to chat with you about. That's all the updates I have for you. We're trucking along. Yeah, everything is good. I had a midwife appointment last week, or was it a little bit longer ago? I'm at the point where I see her about every 2 weeks now. Blood pressure is good. Baby sounds great. Measuring great. All those things. Baby feels good, in like a good position. I think he's kind of chilling out sunny side up, which gives me a little bit of a So I'll probably start doing some positioning maneuvers to help get him into the most optimal position for birth, especially if it's going to be a fast and fiery one. I want him to be in the best position possible to give me the easiest time possible. But yeah, besides that, I feel quite good. So let me show you the belly, and then I'll let you guys go. Okay, here's the front of the bump and the side. 34 weeks. We are quite large. I'm so curious to see how big he will be. There's the bump. There's the updates. That's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are also pregnant, I hope this was just a comforting kind of solidarity video. But yeah, until next time, I'm trying to get some more videos out, so I will do my best and continue to do my best. But I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.